Hello. Yeah, I've been thinking about something, of course. um, like, this year has really been a bad year, as I already talked about, both for Fragcomm, but also, I guess you might say, for me in Fragcomm as well. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, last year I remember I was really popular. I'm not lying. I mean, whichever stream I appeared, I was really greeted by many people enthusiastically. And that was, I guess, because I like to speak frankly, not, I had no filter. And I was very honest and open. And yeah, I mean, you see many people that you see appear on these streams, they kind of don't present the whole true version of themselves. I guess they present a kind of a censored version of themselves. Really, they don't want to talk about. They don't want to get too deep in personal and yeah. But I never had a problem with that unless it was about talking about somebody else. Yeah, but then this year something happened and well, a lot of things happened. Mostly in the first half of this year. Yeah, and I think what happened mostly that I just kind of I didn't like certain. I discovered certain people that I thought I liked didn't have had a really an ugly side to them, to put it that way, and yeah, I just never could get down for when it comes to mocking, of other people. It's one thing to laugh at somebody. I mean, to joke with somebody, in a good natured way, mild mannered way. But yeah, there are many people there who just want to get their kicks. They want to get a kick out of you, and some of them went too far, there without. I don't know why, really. That's the worst part. I never really made fun of any of them, really. And also, yesterday, I see once again somebody posted an image of me on all the jerks. I hadn't really done anything to provoke that. I mean, my last videos have been about nature and fragrances. And yeah, I guess I could see by the comments that some thought that I had been talking too much about Fragcomm and complaining. I don't think one can complain too much about Fragcomm now because Fragcomm is really in a sad state and a bad state. But I already said enough about that, so I'm not gonna. Don't worry, I'm not gonna go there now. Yes, yeah, I just think. Well, this isn't really what I wanted to talk about originally, but I just wanted to say something about this. I mean, this year, in comparison to last year, yeah, I definitely have more people who dislike me than last year, for sure. But then again, I think it just shows you know, shows me who my true friends are and which people are no good. Simple as that. Because what all that I really intended to do was to communicate with people and just take part in this community. Is that too much to ask? Well, I mean, without being ignored or ridiculed. Another thing that I noticed and that I just cannot take is when people suddenly start ignoring you after they had been really communicative with you and everything was fine. Then something, I don't know, you say something, they don't like it, whatever reason, or you write something, and then suddenly it's like you don't exist anymore to them. Or maybe they hear something about you, I don't know, whatever the cause is. So, yeah, don't worry, this is not going to be one of those 18-minute videos, for sure. But, yeah, then they suddenly just ignore you. I mean, it's not just on Fragcomm, it's on YouTube in general, it's on TikTok. I've also had such experiences. And there's no justification. It's really bad behavior when you suddenly start ignoring people. I mean, their comments. I mean, primarily their comments. Like when I live stream, I try to read all the comments, right? And I always appreciate other streamers who do that. Like, for instance, TLTG or Rich Mitch, who I'm no longer really on good terms with, but I gotta give him that credit. He reads all the comments or tries to read them all. And yeah, there's nothing worse to me than when you come to a stream, to a chat room, you really try to engage, to be interesting, to, you know, interact, and then nothing. Nobody really reacts. It's like, yeah, you are an outsider. We don't really care about you. You know, we have our own little group, and yeah, that's how it is. You know, and that's one of the things I really hate about social media in general. And yeah, those comments. I mean, I've had such experiences. For instance, on Justin Copeland's channel. For instance, that's why I don't go there anymore. I had such experiences on Mr. Smelly's channel also. I had such experiences on well, I guess at least one other channel, I think. But I don't remember now which one, but yeah, and also I have been blocked, I have been timed out, I have been, all that bullshit. So, yeah, I have been timed out too many times, I think, since last year. I think some people just grew uncomfortable with me being there because of my then popularity. So yeah, they didn't want me to take over, their streams. And as Ramsey himself told me, that's that very thing he said. I don't want you taking. I heard that you tend to take over, but it's not really my intention. But when people just keep talking to you and about you, yeah, that's what happens. That looks like you are trying to take over, to sabotage, in other words, somebody's stream without really being guilty. So, yeah, this just sucks, man. It just shows you how many people who stream aren't really very complete as persons. Maybe they have certain issues. They have, yeah, like complexes. They have, yeah, and like they always have to be in the focus. They always have to be. It's like, look at me, listen to me. You're not supposed to talk with anybody else. Or, well, not much anyway. And yeah, it's kind of shows a weakness. I feel that your personality, you are not a very strong individual. You are not very strong persona or personality, and you have a desperate need of attention. Maybe somebody could say that about me, but when it comes to me, I just get upset easily. I mean, upset over these things like being ignored and people suddenly stopping, not saying hello anymore and stuff like that. But I learned to accept that, and now I just don't give a shit, much shit. So, but yeah, you gotta be thick skin, definitely, but it's not easy. It takes a little time usually when you are, if you are not like a cold person, or if you are not hardened already. So yeah, that would be it. All I had to say. Really, I don't want to make it too long. So, all right. I mean, you must just remember that people have feelings, and I mean, once you have already accepted someone, it's another thing you never really wanted to, acknowledge somebody. But once you have acknowledged somebody's presence, and then suddenly, sorry, a little later, you decide, no, I don't really want to acknowledge him or her after all, So that's really, yeah, shitty. That's shitty work, all right? Yeah, all right, bye.